Are you also confused by the overwhelmingly similar job titles used in the product management industry? Product manager, project manager, technical product manager, product owner. These are some of the commonly used titles used in the industry. Making sense of these job titles is critical because we don't want to be applying to a job or spending effort somewhere which is not what we want, right? So in this video, I've tried to answer all questions pertaining to this particular point. Guys, before we get this started, you should also refer to my other video on what a product manager really does, because in this video, I'll generally just compare a product manager's job description to that of the other job titles and try to bring out a comparison between the two. Another thing before we start, in this video, I will help you differentiate between the different job titles, and then you'll also have a bonus tip on how to really make your decision when it comes to that. So stick around till the end and I'm sure it will be helpful for you. So let's start with the project manager. While a product manager's job is to understand users, understand their problems, and try to implement solutions that solves them, a project manager's main job is to implement those solutions and on time. For example, a product manager wants to get a notification feature built on the app. While the product manager will be responsible for if the feature has to be built and why, the project manager will be responsible for breaking this feature into smaller tickets that can be then used for implementation. He will also be responsible for identifying bottlenecks in development and trying to close them before they become blockers. Another critical difference between a project manager and a product manager is how their performance is rated. While a product manager's performance is rated on how well the feature really solved the problem, a project manager's success is rated on how timely his releases were and how bug-free they were. However, guys, in a lot of startups, a project manager is really not a different role, but a product manager only does this part as well. So like I said, a product manager is basically someone who dons multiple hats, and project management is just one of them. However, in bigger companies, it gets very difficult to get things implemented. Hence, they tend to divide the product manager and the project manager roles into two different job titles and into two different jobs itself. Product owner versus product manager. To be honest, in a lot of companies, these two job titles are used interchangeably. However, you must definitely refer to the JD to try to understand what is the company's interpretation of this job title. The slight difference that I have noticed is that the product manager might be responsible for more bigger picture and strategic thinking, while the product owner would be limited to more day-to-day. For example, a product manager might decide that the notification feature is needed. However, the product owner is the one who will decide how the feature will look on the app, how the workflow will be, how it will be implemented, etc. In my opinion, a product owner can also be looked at as a junior PM or an APM whose scope of work is limited, and he's also not judged as much on the impact as on the implementation itself. However, like I said, please refer to the JD to really understand this in more detail. Finally, coming to the technical product manager, there are basically three differences between a product manager and a technical product manager. The first one is technical know-how. A technical product manager would be required to have a deeper understanding of either technology or the industry itself. For example, in a finance or in healthcare, you will need product managers who really understand terminologies of the industry. The second difference is engineering specializations. In a lot of companies, there are specialized teams that work on tech-heavy businesses or products like data, network, API, etc. In these cases, it is very important that you ask the interviewer or read the JD if you're being interviewed for a specialized team or is it a generic product management role itself. And the third difference is the role that you play in the Scrum. While a product manager is usually responsible for just the user stories, the technical product manager would be placed in teams where there's no EM or no engineering lead available. In these cases, the technical product manager would also be responsible for writing technical stories, which would mean that he will go deeper into the implementation and really jot down how the product would be built. And he would also be responsible for estimating actual amount of time that it will take to build the feature. Like I said, guys, multiple hats, multiple. So now, like I promised at the start of the video, time for the bonus tip. We do know about all of these job titles, but I still don't know how to pick which suits me the most, right? So when you're trying to decide, you should keep the following 3 things in mind. Number 1, your current skills. Number 2, your ability to learn new skills. And number 3, what are your aspirations in your career. So when you start, you should first think of what's your current level of skills. For example, if you're someone who has absolutely no exposure to how a sprint is run or how a product is built, I would recommend that you pick up an APM or a product owner role so that you get more exposure into how a product lifecycle really is. This will also give you exposure to what a product manager or a technical product manager or a project manager really does. And then you can choose for yourself. Next thing is for you to decide what skills do you want to learn next. User empathy as a product manager or technical skills as a technical product manager. And finally, what are your aspirations? Do you want to become a strategic thinker as a product manager, or do you want to become a people manager and run impeccable sprints like a project manager? So guys, this is it for this video. I hope that this will become a critical resource for you when you are trying to decide which job title really suits you the best. And like always, if you found this video useful, then please subscribe to this channel and share this video with your friends who are in the same boat as you. Please share in the comments if you want me to make videos on any other topic of your interest, and I'll make sure that I cover it during my next videos. Thank you for watching so far, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.